When you win, say nothing. When you lose, say less. Paul Brown said that, and I'm saying this. Welcome to High and Low. Good day and good night. Welcome to the High and Low Basketball Podcast. This is episode number 100 and Go Bear, aka episode number 127. 27 is the jersey worn by the Stifle Tower, the French rejection, three-time All-Star, three-time Defensive Player of the Year, four-time All-NBA selection, and brand new member of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert, one of the best defensive bigs in league history. Yes, I said it.
Finally.
League history, Steven.
Yeah.
My name is Ike Amaechi, and I'm joined by Ugo, the Iron Sheik of High and Low, and Mitch Orsatti, or Sir Mitch of House Orsatti.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Very fancy. Just want to give you a fancy one. If you watch Game of Thrones or the House of the Dragon, you'll get it. Around here, we live by the principle governed by the high and low lives of the world, which means we talk about basketball, especially and specifically the NBA, and we talk about it at any time, anywhere, north, south, east, west, high, and low. This week on High and Low, we're looking at some of the best duos in the NBA. You can call them dynamic duos if you like, but we're going to talk about which one of those stars their team would choose if they were to get into a Draymond Jordan Poole-like situation. You know, it's happened before. Some extreme examples are Shaq and Kobe, Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. You can consider this a high and low what if episode. Plus, we get to evaluate and assess the value of these players to their teams. How valuable are they to the teams? Who would you pick? If DeJounte Murray got sick of watching Trae Young eat up possessions and then put his palm to the cheek of Trae during an argument in the locker room at halftime, who's gone by the trade deadline?
Hold on. Put his palm to the cheek of Trae is really exquisite wording. Thank you for that.
I'm glad you appreciate that. But yeah, we'll talk about things like that, like who would Atlanta pick in that situation. Those examples are coming up. Stay tuned. But before we lock in, let's check in. The NBA season is upon us. You know, we have meaningful basketball to watch on most nights. The Lakers are a mess. The Spurs are in full tank mode. The Warriors are intact. The Bucks are lying in wait. It feels like home. And, Ugo's here after that wild and reckless take on Zion and RJ Barrett last week. Goodness gracious.
It's true.
And Mitch is back at the table. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You almost shifted into special guest status, man. We missed you over it. Man.
I knew where the line was. I had to hop back in.
Good. Have you guys been diving right into basketball, like watching the games, as much as possible on TV, or are you easing your way into the season?
Oh, I'm full back. Fell asleep in the third quarter of the Western Conference kickoff night. Fully back in the saddle.
I haven't really got full into it. Full disclosure, it was my son's birthday this week. So me, him, and his sister, Melan, and my son's name is Chima, we went out and had ourselves a grand old time celebrating his birthday. Yes. So, yeah. And it was on a Raptors home opener, too. So in my mind, I was like, man, that would be a good day to go to a game. Oh, it's my son's birthday.
Happy birthday, Chima.
Yes. 7 years old and going on crazy.
Man, yeah, picking between your kid's birthday and a Raptors game, yeah.
It'll get easier. Like when he's like 20-ish, you can be just get out of here, man. I'm trying to watch the game.
He'll be like, Dad, let's go. And I'm like, okay, let's go.
That was the best case scenario. Dad, let's go. More like, Dad, get out of here.
Yeah. that is true too.
I'm trying to celebrate with my girl.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
okay, all right, go ahead, do your thing. Anyway, you go, Mitch. I appreciate the time this week. Thank you for joining me, listeners. Thank you for joining us for yet another installment of High and Low. Another week, another episode. More NBA, some more High and Low. This week in NBA history, there were numerous season debuts. I mean, a lot. So many. Because it's just that time of year. So every NBA player had a debut this week in NBA history. But there was one particular final appearance of interest on October 24th, 2019. Vincent Lamar Carter Jr. of the Atlanta Hawks checked into a game versus the Detroit Pistons with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left in the fourth. Yes, he checked in for the first time with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So you could tell at what point he was in his career. And by checking into the game, the man they once called half man, half amazing became the only player in NBA history to play in 22 seasons. He surpassed a glut, a bushel of players at 21 seasons, including Robert Parrish, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Willis, the player with the shortest arms in NBA history.
I was going to say.
Wow.
Sorry?
I was waiting for Kevin Willis's name to come up. I'm like, he had to be up there.
Absolutely, man. He was literally a raptor.
Yeah.
He was like a Tyrannosaurus Rex with those short arms. The man had the wingspan of a penguin. Why am I going at Kevin Willis? What did he do to me?
What did you say?
Anyway, I apologize, Kevin. Most people think of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Moses Malone when thinking of longevity, and they were the originals, having played for 20 seasons into the 80s and 90s, well before Kobe did it, and Kobe played 20 seasons, and now we have LeBron. Listen, LeBron's in his 20th season. Do you think he'll break Vince's record and make it to 23 seasons?
Shatter it, probably. I don't know, 28 seasons? Who knows? This guy's going to play forever. I thought you were going to say with Vince that he was the first player to play in 3 separate decades. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yes, but I believe...
Or 4? 90s?
4.
Aughts,
it was 4.
10s and 20s, right?
Yeah. Hey, he's the first to do that as well.
Wild.
I'd rather him be known for winning championships, but that's just me.
Oh, what a shame.
But yeah, I think LeBron will definitely... LeBron wants to play with his kids, so he's going to have to go
both
into
of
23,
them.
24.
Oh,
yeah, he's got a long way to go. Anyway, there's a little something for the NBA history nerds. Things are certainly happening in the NBA today, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about something important.
Gentlemen, I've been meaning to ask this question for quite some time. Just need to get everyone on the pod at once, but you know what? It's tough these days. And you know, we're in the honeymoon phase of the new NBA season. It feels good to watch games in person and on TV. So it's a good time to ask this question. So which team will you be paying attention to the most this season? Who's going to be like your NBA League Pass team? Aside from your favorite team.
I was going to say, is there a clarification here? Because, you know, I got a certain team I'm definitely going to watch a lot of.
For sure.
Okay, so not the Raptors. Is that what you're saying? Not the Raptors? Go ahead, Ugo.
Okay, well...
say that terrible team again.
No. Listen, I've said it a couple of times on the podcast, and I'm going to watch them this year. I'm going to take a lot of notes. And that's OKC.
He doesn't mean it when he does things like this.
These guys, I'm watching them, right? They got 2 guys on that roster that are making more than $9 million this year, right? Shea making 30, and I think Dort making 9. So I could completely see those guys getting traded this year, right? Before the trade deadline. Guaranteed.
I think Dort's making more now. You got an extension.
Well, listen, either way, these guys are going to sneaky tank, right? They're going to be like, oh, we're the young team. We're competitive. Oh, well, it didn't work out. Let's reboot this thing and go get that Victor Wembanyama, whatever you want to call him, kid. You know what I mean? That's what I'm watching. And the minute that happens, I'm going to send a letter to Kamish and be like, yo, you need to open up an investigation right now.
What investigation? They're plainly tanking. There's no investigation. We all know.
You can't tank for as long as they've tanked and have that many draft picks. That's right, man. Come on.
Yes, you can.
Nobody has ever gained the system like that, man. When they came
Philly
up with
did
the
forever.
Balls, Philly didn't go to this level. Okay, how many draft picks does OKC have in the next 5 years?
That's a lot, but they don't have the most anymore. They're not even at the top anymore.
Who's at the top?
It's Utah now.
It's Utah. After that, go Bears. It's Utah and Houston are both close.
Listen, okay, how about this? So if I told you that OKC probably has about 10 picks over the next first-round picks over the next 5 years.
It's probably more.
And you don't want to open up an investigation? Come on.
Well, this is my point. They know what's going on. They're gaming the system because the system exists. It's created by the NBA. They know what they've done.
It keeps OKC fans interested. Tankathon is real.
Yeah.
What else? What else do these teams have to play for?
God, this is not steroids, though, bro. Steroids.
Yeah, you can watch them. Tell us how it is.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible year for you, my guy. I'm sorry.
But listen, this is all
to write one letter. Yeesh.
Josh Giddey, he may be the one.
He's exciting.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
He's a good player. I could see him. He can make an All-Star team or two in the future.
Yeah.
So,
maybe.
What about you, Mitch?
I mean, come on. Yeah. You already know.
Denver.
Who's fully healthy for the first time in forever? It's my Nuggets. I can't wait. Oh my God. I feel like I will say I feel like I'm like bringing a prophecy true here, and Steven talking about how I talk about the same stuff all the time. But come on, I'm going to pay attention to the Nuggets. Last year you asked for two. Last year I had Nuggets and the Warriors. But you're forcing me to pick one. I'm absolutely going to choose the Nuggets. I can't wait to watch Jokic with a fully healthy team around him. He's, I think, a little banged up right now. He's got a wrist thing. But like MPJ and Murray around him, plus they added like actual defenders this year. They're going to be great. I think they're going to be great. Like maybe best record in the West, maybe. If they can stay healthy,
that's the thing. They got to stay healthy.
I know, but that's every team, man. Every team's got to stay healthy, right? It's just MPJ is like pretty injury risk, and so is Murray to a lesser extent, but he had a big injury, right? So I don't know. I'm hopeful because that's my brand of basketball right there, and they added defenders. Like, oh God,
Denver and OKC.
God. Zig and zag, eh?
I told you.
You're talking, man. We were in sync there. That's a pretty good picks there. I like that. Don't be hard.
Yeah, one of those is a really good pick. One really, really good pick.
It's such a hard time. This pick was perfectly fine.
Somebody's got to watch OKC.
Nope, that's not true. Nobody has to watch OKC.
And just another reminder to High and Low Lives, if you want to leave a question for us to answer on the show, drop a DM on TikTok at More High and Low and Instagram at Get High and Low. Links are in the show notes. So it's time to take this segment and sow its mouth to the rear end of one of Ugo's hot takes and feed those takes some prunes with a cup of coffee.
God.
When we come back, we're looking at some of the best duos in the NBA today, and we're making some tough choices. We'll be right back with More High and Low.
Tough choice there. That's what you do.
Yeah. I can't believe you actually just said that.
This moment is brought to you by High and Low listeners. This week we had listeners share their top 5 MVP favorites this year. I know, it's too early, but let's go with it. We heard from Habibi in East London, England. Shout out to the UK. They're going through it. 2 prime ministers in 2 months. It's wow. They're going through it. Habibi's top 5 are as follows, starting with number 5, Nikola Jokic. I guess it's tough to three-peat, Number 4 is Joel Embiid. I guess Joel's more likely to win it since he's been the best man at one too many weddings. And number 3 is Jason Tatum. I like this position for JT. It all depends on how Boston does with this new interim coach, especially after this deep run and some controversy in the offseason. Number 2 is Kawhi Leonard. But Habibi puts in a number of games played as a caveat. So if Kawhi can play more than 65 games, he's a strong contender. And the Clippers will be a strong contender. I can't disagree with that because when Kawhi does play, he gets the job done. And the number 1 guy, according to Habibi, his favorite to win MVP this year, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't disagree. It's hard to disagree with any of this. Great list, Habibi. Thank you. Appreciate you. And shout out to you and your people in the UK. Now let's get back to the High and Low experience. And we are back. I'm Ike Amaechi, and I'm here with Mitch and Ugo, the Sheik. One of the teams I'm keeping a close eye on this season is Golden State. Not only because they're fun to watch and they just play a brand of basketball that's just amenable to my own preferences and patience, to be honest. I'm also watching the internal dynamics of this team. Any team with Draymond Green will always have my attention for that very reason, of course. The man is a harbinger of drama, and I love it. I want to see how the Warriors overcome this situation. You know, this green pool party fiasco. Let's put it that way. Actually, green pool party sounds disgusting, but hey, this fiasco is kind of disgusting. So I think the same thing happened to the Shaq and Kobe Laker dynasty, Zoe and LJ in Charlotte in the mid-90s. Most recently, we saw this happen in Salt Lake City, where Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert were at odds, and now they're both gone. It happens. Normally, we let this live, move on to other news, forget about it, just like the players would, but I'm inspired. What would other NBA teams do if faced with a similar scenario? You know, let's think of this as an exercise, analysis, a way of measuring one player's value to a franchise against another. We'll go around the league and look at some duos and speculate and theorize about what their team would do if they were to have a dust-up, an altercation, an aggressive disagreement, palm to cheek, the type of stuff that just causes irreparable damage to their relationship and leaves the franchise having to choose. So,
round of applause. Well done.
Thank you.
Done. That was great. Fracas, if you will.
Oh, that word's coming. That word's coming. There's only so many ways you can describe a fight. Right. So let's start in Minneapolis, gentlemen. Karl Anthony Towns. He's tired of sharing his name, and he wants to be the only Anthony in Minnesota. Can you believe this guy? Anthony Edwards feels like this is a level of pettiness that he just can't let it slide. He's let so many other slights by Cat roll off his back over the last few years, but this is it. This leads to words in the practice, which leads to hands being thrown in the parking lot between the Bugatti and the Urus. Thank goodness neither vehicle was damaged in the fracas. There it is. However, Ant and Cat are both done with each other, and Minnesota is forced to choose. Who would you go with?
I think it's pretty easy. Well, I mean, I got to go with Ant.
Is it?
Yeah, I got to go with Ant. I'll let the Cat go and call him on the way out.
Whoa.
Nah, Ant is way too exciting. He's the future. No disrespect to Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, he doesn't scare anybody in the league.
No
he
offense.
had a good season.
No
No, but he had a good season last year, and he was opening his mouth, and everybody was like, "Bro, who are you?" So, he can walk. Somebody will buy him. So we'll stick with Ant and turn the page and continue to wallow in obscurity.
Wow. I mean, spoiler alert, I'm also going Ant here, but you can't do Cat dirty like that. He's one of the best offensive big men ever. Like his shooting numbers are insane, and his handle, like what he does at his height is like there's nobody else, really. There's nobody else. He's very, very unique. He's extremely skilled and he's extremely valuable. He's terrible on defense. The factor that does it for me is I think Ant is going to work out better next to Rudy than Cat will. So if I had to choose, I'm choosing the younger guy. Ant's younger as well. Better contract for now. Nasty homophobic, anti-gay stuff earlier in the offseason. That's no good.
He's young. Young people say dumb things all the time.
He's a young person who said a dumb thing. I agree. I don't know if his apology was enough, but that's really not for me to decide. But if I'm talking pure basketball, I think you got to go Ant here as well.
So, Cat, bye.
Bye.
Nice meeting you.
All right, let's hop on the plane. Let's go all the way over to Denver, Colorado.
Don't make me
Jamal Murray.
Don't make me choose between Jokic and anybody. All right.
I gotta make you choose. We'll see. Let's start with this. Jamal Murray He's been the consensus number 2 behind your boy Jokic.
My boy.
Yeah, he's played up to that spot. He was Denver's bubble MVP. He's serviceable. However, during his injury, Michael Porter Jr.'s star has risen, despite being out himself. But it seems like he did enough in Murray's absence to have management consider MPJ as the true number 2. Media seems to be so focused on MPJ's health as a key to Denver's success. And I mean, I think we pointed that out as a key
Yep.
to Denver's success.
Yep, that's fair.
Murray is not happy about this. He doesn't want to be the third name mentioned when we're talking about Denver. He wants to be the second. Amazing, right? Shouldn't they all be trying to gun for number 1? But anyway, that's aside.
Tough break.
When he sees the coaching staff running the team through a few extra plays focused on MPJ in practice, Jamal Murray sees the writing on the wall and he approaches MPJ. Words are had, hands are thrown. They are done with each other just because MPJ is just that petty. So who are you picking? MPJ or Jamal Murray?
Ugo, I want to let you cook first every time.
Yeah. I'm going to stick to... Oh, this is a rough one because they both have... I'm going to go with Jamal Murray because if he doesn't work out, it's easier for me to trade him. Michael Porter Jr., he's getting to Zion zone with me where he's just injured way too much. I mean, we're talking about his potential, but we don't really see it enough to say if it's going to be long-term. I would cut bait. Let MPJ go. Let him go to like OKC or New York or something like that, and let him
then average 28 a game.
Yeah, that's fine, and keep on losing and have a bad back and be out for the rest of the season and stuff. But I'll ride Murray another year or two, and then if there's issues, trade him too because somebody will pick him up.
Okay, here we go. 2 for 2. I'm also picking Murray.
Get the fuck out of here.
Both guys have injury history. Both guys have big contracts. One guy's Canadian. The other one is an anti-vaxxer. Peace out, MPJ. Goodbye. Sorry for your son there, Ike.
This is ridiculous. This is a travesty.
This is egregious. Do you hear me? Egregious!
MPJ got to go.
Oh, my goodness.
6'10", 23 games a year. Goodbye.
Exactly. That's a good scam, man. He's got to let me in on his Ponzi scheme.
You sound like Ugo last week. My goodness, man. RJ Barrett has had a better career. Come on.
Listen,
all right.
MPJ hasn't shown me anything. He hasn't shown me anything for any sustained amount of time, and he's an anti-vaxxer, and with this guy. His shot is great. Listen, I just finished talking about how excited I am to watch Denver with fully healthy MPJ and Jamal Murray.
Oh, this hurts. This hurts.
Yeah, it hurts like MPJ's back. Next.
And only a millisecond.
My goodness. All right, well, let's see how this one sits and settles. Pascal Siakam. Let's move to Toronto here.
Oh, no.
Pascal Siakam has been the star in Toronto since Kawhi's departure. He's earned it. He's played at an all-NBA level, leading the Raptors to consistent success. Scotty Barnes, of course, is a new kid on the block. He hit the ground running. He won the Rookie of the Year. He does it all on the court. Like, he's just become integral to the Raptors' success. And Scotty is a sponge, listening and learning from the vets. He's always been impressed by Siakam's spin, and he decides to adopt the move as his own signature. Pascal
This
can't
is
have
the
this,
reason.
Pascal can't have this. The spin is his money. It belongs to him. Scotty refuses. Pascal gives Scotty and Masai Ujiri an ultimatum. There's only room for one signature spin move in the six. It's either him or it's Scotty Barnes.
Mm-mm.
Who does Masai choose in this situation?
I'll let you go first, Mitch.
No, man. No, it's you. Go.
Okay, so...
See what I did there?
Yeah. You know what? I mean, we all know Scotty Barnes is the future. I'm sorry. He's Rookie of the Year. I mean, that's a special talent. I think if you let Pascal go, you're fully admitting that you're in full-blown rebuild mode, because if Pascal's gone, Freddie will be gone. So, yeah, I mean, I would stay with Scotty and let Pascal go. I know I'll get some good picks for him or good pieces coming back the other way. You know, Pascal will be great on another squad. So I don't think his career would take any kind of a dip. So yeah, that's where I'm going.
3 for 3. I'm also taking Scotty here. I love Pascal. I'm super high on Pascal. I think he gets severely underrated. I think ESPN or NBA.com, one of those two, had him rated 30th best in the league, which is insane.
It's crazy, man.
It's insane. I think it's higher than that. I think he's a top 15 player, and like 15.
Wow.
I could see him anywhere in the like 15 to 18 range.
Mm-hmm.
He does everything on the court, like literally everything for the Raptors. But he's not making max money. Or Scotty's not making max money. Just won the Rookie of the Year. He is so much fun. He's a joy. He's like full of joy, and Toronto has fully embraced him. And as much as it would kill me to see Pascal thriving, literally probably wherever he goes, I think you have to take Scotty here, right? Just like from a pure like youth and contract standpoint, I don't see a world where you trade Scotty over trading Pascal. And again, this is me saying I wouldn't trade Pascal for like 15 other people in the league. Like top 15, yes, I might have a conversation at 16, 17 where I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to trade Pascal for this person. When Scotty's on your team, like if Scotty was on a different team, I don't know, maybe that's a conversation. But if I had to choose between the two of them, the original spin doctor's got to go.
Spin doctor, nice.
Spin doctor. All right. 3 for 3. Who would have thunk this one?
I told you, man.
Wow, you guys have both zigged and both zagged at the same time. It's
unison zigging.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I guess when MPJ is one of the options, everyone is going to go against MPJ.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that was a layup.
Yeah. So sorry about that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I have a few more, but let's take a quick break first. We'll be right back with more High and Low.
We'll be right back with more pain and death after these messages.
All right, you guys, what's next?
And we are back. I'm here with Ugo and Mitch. Just a reminder, these scenarios are not real. They did not happen. They've been manufactured for dramatic effect as we talk about the value of these players. Okay? Just wanted to say that. Not real.
I made it up. All of it.
Gentlemen, I have a few more. Let's jump into it. This one it seems like a layup. But let's just hear me out here. So Chris Paul's son, he's an admirer of Kendall Jenner and sends her a DM. Harmless, right? Right? The problem is he tries to shoot his shot by shooting down his dad's teammate, Devin Booker.
Damn.
I believe one of the words he used to describe Book is F-boy. You can use your imagination to fill in the letters after the F. Fracas boy, yeah. That's something like that. I think if you say it fast enough, it sounds more close to. So Kendall Jenner shares this with Book, and Book brings this to CP3.
Mm-hmm.
And when CP3 responds with nothing more than a chuckle and a shoulder shrug, Devin Booker is offended and tells him to do his job and handle his son. CP3 is then offended by that and tells Book that he won't because he doesn't see the lie. Lines are crossed, man. Lines are crossed. Hands, palms are put to cheek, and sides must now be chosen.
Hold on.
Who stays in Phoenix? Who goes elsewhere?
Does CP3 do the finger in the eye of Booker like him and Rondo?
That's his signature move. So he probably did. So this one's obvious, right? Tell me.
You gotta keep Booker. I'm sorry.
Gotta keep Booker.
Franchise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the future.
He's your franchise. Like you can't let him go out the door and have CP3. Like how many years has CP3 got left?
CP3's a bag of dust right now, man. Come Come on.
3? 1 to 3, let's say, right? I mean, you got at least another, 6 with Booker. So,
more.
Yeah.
How old is Booker? He's got, what is he, 24? Is he
26?
Yeah, okay, so he's up there. Yeah, so another 6 years. Either way, right? Like, he's your franchise. So until you have another franchise player coming in, you keep Booker, right? CP3 was just in here for a cup of tea. He's out now.
He's also making like $48 million or something like that. Laters. See you later, my guy. Go have fun playing hoops with your son in the driveway.
Yeah. State Farm.
All right. Well, CP3. Bye.
Bye.
Let's go to Miami, South Beach. Jimmy Butler. He finds out that Bam Adebayo's been hanging out with his nemesis, Udonis Haslem. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Jimmy doesn't like the fact that Udonis is still on his team. Jimmy and Bam, they talk it out. Bam agrees to ice out Udonis until he gives up his roster spot to a young and hungry hooper looking for an opportunity. Okay, it's the right thing to do. Right? Just UD, retire. Please.
How many weeks of this now? How many weeks of you trumpeting this? I love it. What a great through line.
So apparently Haslam hears about this, and having learned from the best, Mr. Riley up there, he plots on Jimmy and plants a story about Bam having relations with a certain media personality. I won't say which outlet. Jimmy catches the story and loses his mind. And Jimmy and Bam argue again. And you know what? Bam is fed up at this point. It's like, what the heck, man? Every single time something happens, this guy has to come to me. He's done. He's done. Bam wants out. He's willing to stay if Jimmy's gone. Who do you choose in this situation?
Okay, you know what? I gotta stick with my brethren. I'm keeping Bam. Jimmy, it was nice to know you. You got a role. I'll see if I can bring in Pascal. Jimmy got to go, man. And I'll package him with Udonis.
Oh,
that's rude.
Him and Udonis for Pascal and some picks.
Okay, here we go. 5 for 5. I'm also taking Bam. I'm on the record of being really low on Bam, and I think he's overhyped, but landed in like the perfect scenario being in Miami. He's a stellar defender, but I think his offensive game is like pretty basic and predictable. And, we saw that last year. Maybe he's added some stuff this year. Who knows? Having said that, Jimmy coming out with the box braids for a laugh on the wrong side of 30. Yeah, you got to go Bam. Stupid Bam. That's who I'm taking.
Why you got to be so stupid?
Reluctantly.
I don't like him.
Well, why you got to be so stupid? Like, y'all making fun of Russ. Now Bam going to come after him.
Go to New Orleans when Brandon Ingram finds out that Zion Williamson really wanted to get traded to the Knicks. He's hurt. He was hurt because he was thinking him and Zion would be that perfect team up. Now that Zion is staying in New Orleans, he's willing to let it go. But when he hears from his agent that RJ Barrett hasn't been too happy with his time in New York and wants to have a better career and thinks it can happen by being the Robin to Zion's Batman in New Orleans, he's upset by that. And everyone understands that Zion has had the better career than RJ, and so we know that, we get it. Apparently, Zion was loving this idea and floated the idea of an RJ Barrett Brandon Ingram trade in one of his little informal chats he would have in David Griffin's office. BI is done at this point. He only gives 2 strikes, and that was the second strike. Done. And he tells Griffin, it's him or Zion. Who do you pick?
Ooh, before you answer, Ugo, I love the idea of saying to somebody, I only give 2 strikes. That's badass.
Yeah.
2 strikes.
I only give 2 strikes.
Yeah, I know somebody's not going to like this pick, but, I got to keep the layup king. Unfortunately, he's the only one that's bringing excitement to the franchise. Even though, well, I don't want to make fun of his eating and Popeye's chickens because that's not nice. But
you shouldn't.
Yeah, he's the only one that's bringing excitement. I think you got more than enough with him and CJ. If Brandon walks, you can get. I mean, he'll fit in wherever he goes. You can get some good pieces back for him. I think he's a stud. Quiet. I think he's a stud. I don't know if he's an alpha, but he is a stud. I'll give him that. So yeah, you keep the layup king because that's the only thing that's keeping them on the map and giving them primetime games on TNT and ABC. So it is what it is.
I thought this would be the moment, but this is 6 for 6. It's 6 for 6. I'm keeping Zion as well. It feels like it should easily be Zion, but there's so many questions still lingering around Zion, right? Like his health absolutely being the biggest question. I think everybody needs to see him play a full season. But I think a secondary question mark that maybe doesn't get talked about enough is, does he play like any defense at all? He's terrible on the defensive end. But the problem is BI is not much better, right? Like Brandon Ingram's not an above average defender in any sense. So if you're weighing everything up, again, it comes down to this thing of youth and contract, and Brandon Ingram's not old, but Zion's younger. He's got, like Ugo said, he's got that marketability if he can stay on the floor. So it as much as it pains me to say, like you gotta keep Zion. He's I think the clear cut favorite here.
Wow.
Can't believe it. Ugo and I lock step.
This is incredible. Is this a first?
First, got to be a first.
Yeah, mark it on the calendar.
6 for 6. You guys agreed on everything.
I know.
Everything.
I thought this would be the one. I didn't think after last week, I didn't think you were taking Zion here. I'm like, this is the one. I know it.
Well, Ugo took the bait. So that was you acknowledging that Zion is the superior player to RJ.
Whoa. I never said anything like that.
You just did it, man. You literally just
I never said anything like that. I just said you picked one because of TV ratings and whatnot. I didn't say he was a better player.
You could trade away Zion.
How am I going to get those TV ratings? How am I going to get that Christmas game?
So he does have the better career then.
No, he doesn't.
RJ's not getting you a Christmas game.
Listen, this is why I'm keeping Zion, man. Listen, him sitting on the bench in jogging pants, I think I'm going to get a Christmas game out of it. I'm going to get primetime slots out of it, man. If he goes away, there's no way I'm going to get primetime.
Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah, you're proving our point.
He's not a better player. Oh, come on. Don't start. Go, Steve, where you at? Steve.
Steve, who's that?
You go.
Steve, special guest Steve.
Oh, Steve, right, of course.
Oh, wait, no, Steve N. Steve N. Sorry. Oh, my God. I haven't heard from him so long. I forgot his name. People right now like, who the hell is Steve?
Eddie called Esteban Steve.
That's
Steve,
right.
where are you at, man? Steve.
Wow.
Incredible.
You got to get him on pod.
All right. Well, hey, 6 for 6. This is impressive. Choices were made. Didn't seem like too many of them were that tough. I mean, there were a couple of them that were pretty tough. I'm still trying to figure out what happened in Denver. I really can't believe it. I can't believe it. But hey,
Bacchiotomy. That's what happened in Denver.
Oh my
sense,
God.
common sense.
It's okay. All right. Anyway,
Why the fuck I can't shoot 3-point shots?
that brings us to the end of this episode of High and Low. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Ugo. Thank you, Mitch. Subscribe to High and Low anywhere you find podcasts and make us a part of your weekly routine. You know where to find us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Links are all in the show notes. So where can listeners find you, Sir Mitch of House Orsatti?
Ooh, gosh, where can you find me? You know what? I'm just going to be like glued to my Raptors. Just enjoying the vibe, loving Scotty, loving this Vision 6'9". That's where you can find me.
Nice. And Ugo, Can they find you in the same place, or are they going to find you somewhere else?
No. You won't find me anywhere. I'm not multiverse hopping anymore. Got in trouble in a couple of other ones. So I'll be chilling at home, watching NBA here and there, and just chilling like a villain that I am.
Hey, now, careful.
A thirsty one?
Yeah, careful. Don't impinge.
No, I just said villain. Villain.
Wow.
No thirsty, no adjectives in front of it. Just villain.
All right. All right. You're using keywords there, man.
I know.
Keyword hunting. Yeah, that's what's going on here.
All right. Once again, music is by Live of the Enjoy Music Group. You can find Live on Twitter and on Instagram at LYVE. Additional music by Sonny Rockwell of The Goodness. Sound design is by Vonn August. This is a Vonn+Abrahamm podcast, just in case you didn't know. So on behalf of Ugo and Mitch, thank you for listening to High and Low. We'll see you next week.
Bye.